ain't going back. Not gonna buy into all that. Hey, hey, ain't gonna hide. Gonna let all the fears slide. Got Mother Nature on my side. Got all of the loving.
Hi guys, Cambell here from Autodidactic. Hope you're all having a fabulous day. And today we've just got this is a cut of an interview I did with Lorenzo. The full interview is over an hour and this is just like a 15-minute cut. So yeah, if you enjoy this, please go over to Lorenzo's channel and watch the full video, and you'll find the link in the description below. All right, enjoy. And it is, we're so programmed with all this stuff, blah, 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 that when we look out for change, for what could be, so many people look out from the perspective of where they are. And if you're doing that, you can really only go to where you are. It may look different, it might be a different environment, but it will be the same energetic space because that's all you're projecting. So I think, the big thing here, and this is happening, obviously, look around, right? The world's in free fall. We've really got to get to this point where we understand that the problem is the system.
As long as you listen to the system and you pay to the system, and it doesn't matter if the system, as far as governments are starting wars in other parts of the world or making poverty so that you can have extra, it really, from what I've seen, comes down to personal responsibility in relation to what you're creating, in relation to what you can and cannot be doing. And I would put that in relation to what you feel is possible for yourself, is what you believe you should and should not be doing.
Definitely. And that's where the system comes in, isn't it? It restricts that. Look around, we know the story. You walk out to your friends and you say, I've got the best idea. I've just had this idea. I'm going to start a new business. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to make money. I'm going to be free. What happens? Do they all sit around and congratulate you and go, yeah, we'll be there. We'll support you? No, they laugh at you and they say, don't be stupid. Don't leave your job. You've got security. What if it goes wrong? And what if it does go wrong, guys? I would say, look around. It's kind of going wrong in the system now. And this is the thing. All these people, they're shackled to it. And what it is they're too scared to move. And they are projecting their fear onto you. And this is the whole communal thing, right? Safety in numbers. And people who have bought the story and believe it and are buying into the fear, they know that they're scared. They know that they're the problem. That's why they want to surround themselves with other people who think like them. Go and talk to a child.
Go and talk to a child.
Ask them what they want to be when they grow up. You will not get an answer like, I want to be a banker or a stockbroker or anything. They live in their imagination. And that word, right? Magic nation. It's the magic nation, your imagination, your creativity. And this is what they sever. And it's like with the umbilical cord, it's almost like it's a ceremony, right?
It is.
To sever us from the natural process, to cut us off from nature. And like you said, physically that actually does. It stops us getting the top up that we need of everything before we sort of go on our own physically. So coming into this world, we're missing something. But children, I remember when I was a child, you could do anything. So who are these people? Why would we even listen to them? Why are we giving them any power at all? Because everything is an offer and an acceptance. And they're just offering stuff. They're offering, you can wear a face muzzle if you want. Oh, yeah, you could wear. Would you like this shoved into your arm? Yeah, it's just we can say no, guys.
We can say
like
no.
Literally. All 8 billion of us can go, no.
Nope.
And then where would they be? What power would they have? This is the whole thing. It's like blame. We have to, and it's like you said before, some people want to hang them and strip them, hang, draw and quarter them. But then you become them. If we just ignore them, this is the thing, guys. Everyone wants to, they're the enemy. I want to hate on them. You're giving them energy. You're making them powerful. If we just all ignore them, what power have they got?
Or kill them all. I don't like to say that, but probably. It's not something I feel like doing, but I do think why they're controlling people is they have a willingness to use force. You know, I watch what's going on in Canada. I watch what's going on in Australia, other parts of the world, and you know, they call it police or they call it, you know, whatever the hell they want to call these people, but they do have a willingness to use force in a way that we don't. I mean, I think it's to go one way or the other personally. Like, I'm going to play the devil's advocate here. You know, I'm not willing to do that because I don't think it's worth it. You know, I don't want the karmic feeling on my body for doing that. But I would say go one way or the other. I mean, if you want to be a man and stand up and you're complaining and yelling, then, you know, maybe go the way older men used to. Let's say, you know, pick up the sword, become a Viking, make sure your family's looked after. If you want to go the way, you know, Cambell and I are talking, start your own community and ignore them completely. I think either solution would definitely bring society to a better place than it is sitting in this middle and complaining about it and looking for, like you said, permission, you know, to change them or permission to leave them, right? Either go change them, you know, however you feel that that's required for you, you know, maybe just, you know, maybe you don't have to kill them. Maybe just, you know, put a ball in their mouth and tie it up and don't untie it for 10 years. I don't know. Or as you said, if everyone stops listening, go do something else. And then you have your answer there as well. I mean, you know, it's, you have the two ways or the two wings, let's say, of freedom. You know, do more or do less, I think.
Yeah.
In relation to I mean, there's always a solution, right? Like the laws and the rules. I mean, if you eat animals, which I do, you know, my body right now requires meat. Even if you eat broccoli, you're killing a plant, in my opinion. You know, these vegans and vegetarians, you know, I talk to plants all the time. You know, unless you're just eating fruits and nuts, which the trees are given, I think you're always killing consciousness to eat. It seems to be the dream we're in this crazy plane right now. What I'm really getting at is, I don't think there's any, in relation to your own personal freedom, your action should be whatever you feel is right. And I don't believe in doing violence on someone, but if someone is limiting your freedom, you have a right to stop them from doing that.
Definitely.
Or else, what are you? You're an animal in a cage, right? So if someone's limiting your freedom, you do have a right, in my opinion, to not allow that to happen. You know, however you see fit to make that happen or not.
Before, we need to know who we are ethically, what we stand for. Because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, right? And this is this big thing about fear and about, you know, the V word and all this kind of stuff, is it's making people scared about something they can't react to. Okay, there's no fight or flight, right? From the beer bug, there's no fight or flight. And that's the problem. That causes stress because you can't get rid of anything. It causes, you know, look around, you know, it causes people to get into these states. When you can fight or flight is when someone knocks on your door and says, oh, I'm coming in and I'm going to shove this in your arm. Then never back down.
I mean, if you look at it, you know, they used to tell you to be afraid of a God that's going to have you burn in hell. And then people stop believing it. And then why is, you know, I'm not a Christian, but why is Christianity being so attacked these days, right? It's because I think that lie is not working for the monsters anymore, so they're building a new one now. It used to be sacrosanct, I believe is the word. And then suddenly, you know, they're throwing priests in jail in Canada, and they're, you know, you can desecrate church, you can make fun of Christians, but you can't make fun of other religions, then you get in trouble. There's an opportunity for us to get strong. There's an opportunity for us to grow. There's an opportunity for us to understand ourselves and our consciousness. There's so many ways that you can do that, whether it's your children or yourself or nature. You know, go outside, look at a tree, go outside, you know, maybe don't look to the humans for your next answer. You know, maybe look to a bird, maybe look to a child, maybe look to the wind, maybe look to a dog that's eternally loving. I'm not sure, you know, look at something that's not, you know, looking like us, that has a different idea of what it is, that's maybe not so compromised.
Freedom is a choice. But it's also it's the choice to do work on yourself. It's not a choice as in, oh, I'm free now. No, it's a choice to step sideways and say, look, I'm more than what they tell me. I know I am, and so I'm going to look into that. I'm going to, you know, spend some time with myself, spend some time in nature, listen to other perspectives, get my own viewpoint, because, you know, these people who give us our perspective of life are not good people. So why would you listen to them or want to be like them? So freedom is really having the courage, you know, the courage and the strength inside to say, I'll step outside the circle. If everyone laughs at me, well, they laugh at me.
Nobody's safe. We all know where we're going in the end, right? Everyone leaves. So, you know, we didn't come into this life to be safe because automatically we're born to die, let's say, of this body anyways, right? So automatically you can't be safe. That's the illusion. And I also want to say is I love having friends. I love talking to other men that are strong. I also wanted to have that community that, you know, Cambell mentioned, and I tried looking for it and never really worked out until I decided I want, you know, like I live with hippies in BC, you know, I traveled to with hippies in Mexico. You know, I tried making my own community with one person or many over the years. And, you know, because I wanted to fit in, I wanted to believe strength in numbers, etc. And it wasn't until I took a stand and I was ready to be alone and I decided to make this kind of a movement my passion and my life and my livelihood, which is what I'm doing full time now, as is Cambell, that I got to meet people like Cambell who's becoming a friend. Because if you're thinking about fierce and you are fierce, you attract them. If you're a hero, you'll attract heroic people. If you're loving, you'll attract loving people. Give what you would like and it'll come back to you. You know, you give it by, and not by giving $10 and expecting $10 back, because inside you're expecting someone to give you something back, because that's not altruism in its true sense. If you're loving and you don't care that anything comes back to you, the world will show you in kind. It always has for me.
Definitely.
And, you know, and if and there's people here. That's the other thing. You don't need to be lonely, even though maybe you need to be alone. You know, I'm setting up a system. I talked with Cambell about it. We have our new now Agora marketplace meeting place. It's ready to go. It's almost coded. You know, we're going to be able to have a system where people can come. So far, it's once a month meeting where you'll be able to interact with people. If anybody has any questions or suggestions, I don't want to talk about it here too much. Send me an email. You know, I'll help you out and discuss how you can join. You know, I met Cambell by calling him originally, sending him an email saying, "Hey, I love what you're doing. Let's chat." You know, and here we are. We're on our 6th chat, 7th chat. I don't know. I stopped counting. You know, and so many people even today have met me saying, "I like the information." An old couple in Ontario, you know, kind of trying to change things there, said, "I love that what you shared. Let's become friends." You know, and they just called me out of the blue this morning. I've had ex-Marines from the United States give me a call whose grandfather was a Black Panther, realizing what's going on in life. His name's even Geronimo. It's funny. He's got an Indian. And, you know, how did he contact me from in the middle of a bad neighborhood in California? No idea. But he went to my website, said, "I love what you're sharing. Let's chat." And so for me, having been a little boy and watching people like the Black Panthers, like I said, I'm going to share like the imagination of how things work. I'm going, well, that's cool. I remember I'm talking to this guy and going, well, this is cool. His father's a Black Panther. You know, he's talking about, you know, giving it to the man. And he was obviously, you know, a man of not pale color, it sounded like to me. But, you know, for me, you know, hearing that kind of other manly energy of wanting to stand up and grow a pair and be that stands for their community and realizes it's up to them to keep the monsters away, however they decide to do it. Cambell's doing it in his way. I'm doing it my way. This fellow wanted to do it in a different way. That's why there's so many of us here, right? You know, it's a beautiful community that will find itself. You just have to be worthy of it. And I don't want to sound all highfalutin, but that just means you have to be, you know, freeing yourself on the inside, and then you'll find a community that's all about freedom.
And that'd be a great topic. I'd love to get onto that too in the future, the whole sort of masculinity thing.
I'm ready.
But yeah, I just to finish with, I just want to sort of say that, you know, Lorenzo's done it now, and you might know I've got YouTube channels now. You know, the hardest thing I had on this path that I had to get over was understanding that there's not anyone here that wants exactly what I want. So as far as going forward and doing what I want and becoming who I want and creating what I want, there's no one. You can't rely on anyone, guys. And this is the thing. So many people spend their lives and it's like, oh, if only I had this person to help me. If only I had this person to help me. That's the biggest step. You need to get to a point where you understand, look, it's me. That's it. It's just me. I'm the only one with this vision. I need to do it. And what happens is people think, oh, that's so scary. You know, how can I do it on my own? You're not going to do it on your own. You just have to take the first steps on your own. And if you're brave enough to do that and you have the courage to do that on your own, and in the power that I am on my own, and I'm not doing this because people will join me later. I'm doing it because I have the power to do it. As soon as you do that, people appear from everywhere. Like Lorenzo, like he said, he's in Japan. I'm in Perth, Australia. There's no way in the world we would have ever run into each other unless I started making videos and he set up a website.
Never.
And to do that, we both had to step out. You know, the kind of information we're doing, you know, we're putting ourselves out there, you know. Obviously, people, you know, hunt us, people like us down just to abuse us. But we don't care. Who cares? Who cares what other people say? They're not going to stop us. So that's the main thing that I found in really, really changing my perspective and really getting me down that path and really starting to move forward is understand you have to do it on your own.
I was in a shopping mall, and this is one last story. I'll leave you with this. And everyone's wearing masks, especially in the malls. And I had a feeling, and there was this huge escalator where you go up and you go down. And my wife, who's Japanese, wears masks because, you know, she feels more comfortable that way in public. And, you know, I was just going up. And then as I was coming down, another fellow, the opposite side, who also wasn't wearing a mask.
No mask.
And the Japanese are very reserved people. He high-fived me. This guy out of nowhere, I've never met him. He's going down, I'm going up. We high-five each other. And how did that happen? Who knows? You know, you couldn't imagine, but that's the magic that tells me.
And why did it happen?
Right.
And this is the thing, like who was watching that then went, oh, I'm not wearing a mask tomorrow. I want to be like those cool dudes.
Right.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. And as I said before, this is just a cut of an interview that goes for over an hour with Lorenzo. So jump over to his channel, the link's below, and check out the full video.
If anybody has any suggestions or recommendations or questions or contacts or ideas for either of us, feel free to leave it below. I'll make sure Cambell gets it if you leave it here. And I love you all very much for joining us. It's been a lot of fun. All right.
Stay awesome, guys.
Anything to leave our readers with? Stay awesome. That's beautiful.
Stay awesome. Look inside yourself because there's greatness in there.
Exactly. I love you all very much. Thanks for being here. Talk to you soon.
Can't make me lie to my heart. No one tells me where I should start. Freedom first is what I say.